¡Ah!
15.
Ya, estamos ahí. Hay que bajarle a esto, Ay, Dios mío, estoy bien emocionado, caramba, loco.
5.
No pude poner mi cámara a tiempo, pero para la porra, mi voz lo dice todo. Loco. Cállate. ¡Ay, ya! ¡No hagan eso!
Ya.
Ay, Dios mío.
That show.
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Welcome to Hogwarts Legacy. You're a new student at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry with a unique ability to manipulate powerful ancient magic hidden in the wizarding world. You'll need to uncover what's behind the return of this forgotten magic and who is seeking to harness it to destroy wizard kind, as you may be the one that decides the fate of the entire wizarding world. But before you can study magic and begin to solve these mysteries, you must create the witch or wizard you want to be.
Okay.
When you arrive at Hogwarts, you will be sorted into one of the 4 Hogwarts houses: Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin. After you settle into your dormitory, you will meet up with your housemates in the common room.
¡Qué duro, loco! Se pueden explorar
do
todo.
have some catching up to do, as you were starting Hogwarts late as a 5th year.
So you are the new student.
You'll begin your studies attending Charms, Defense Against the Dark Arts, Herbology, and Potions classes, to name a few.
Okay.
Hello, class.
Crush.
Please welcome the newest rose in our garden.
Shall we begin?
Ese hace el duro.
Welcome to year 5 of Charms. Now, this will be a crucial year in your education on the art of...
Ay, Dios mío, qué gusto se ve.
I am confident that we will take hold with the passion and rigor requisite of such a challenge.
The best way to practice is by dueling. We'll start with you two.
Time for a proper Hogwarts welcome.
Ella.
You may begin.
¡Qué duro!
For a beginner.
Potions is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school.
Here, you'll meet your professors and learn to cast spells, grow magical plants,
No,
brew
chico, qué
potions,
caramba.
and more. In between
Esto pasó
classes,
muchos años
you'll be
antes,
able to
loco.
explore
Demasiado. En los
the
1800, loco.
secrets, enchantments, and mysteries. You'll discover dungeons and
Porque
secret
Dumbledore va a estar
passageways,
ahí joven.
No.
as well as challenging puzzles
Esa
that
me
will require
decepciona.
magical skill and a clever mind to solve.
Okay. Yo hago todo eso.
You may even find yourself in
No,
iconic
no,
locations you've never been able to explore.
Loco, las cocinas, como en Hogwarts Mystery, loco. Coño, perfecto,
It's
loco.
the late 1800s, so while the common rooms and classes may be familiar, most of your professors will not be. However, you may recognize a few faces.
All in good fun. Once Sir Patrick lets me join the
Nunca
headless
se había capitado, loco.
with them, this offering is sure to win them over.
Don't forget why I'm here, sir.
You'll come to know this eclectic group of talented witches and wizards in class and while
Yes.
completing side
No, esa no
assignments
es.
that
Ok,
are part
esa no
of a
era.
special
Ok.
curriculum,
Defense
ones
against the
designed to
dark
help you catch up with the other 5th years at your own speed.
Por favor, Quidditch, por favor, Quidditch. Ok.
Opportunities for adventure abound in the area surrounding Hogwarts. The magical abilities you learn to master through your schoolwork will soon become tested as you unravel a dangerous mystery by working alongside the accomplished and yet enigmatic Professor Fig to try and discover if the rumors of a mounting goblin rebellion hold any weight, and if the safety of Hogwarts lies in the balance.
I have opinions differ as to how great a threat he really is.
Pero ese no es incantante, se supone que eso no va a decir nada.
Loyalists are capable of so much more than people realize.
The wizarding world of this era is fraught with dangers. Creatures corrupted by a magical force, powerful goblins, and sinister witches and wizards, all willing to fight, even kill, to achieve their own goals. In fact, there's an uneasy alliance between the goblins and dark wizards.
Pero yo se siento bien frenético. Está bufiado.
Was a distraction. I gave you a distraction.
Yo que odio los
Student, take down your distraction. Who is this child? Do you not telling me?
But perhaps you shouldn't involve yourself with that just yet.
Let's go.
Ok.
Azkaban.
No.
Me odio.
Bien metal. No, eso no es Azkaban, loco.
Es que vi todo el viento ahí.
No, sí, yo también lo pensé por un momento. Lo pensé cuando vi el mal. Cuando vi el mal dije un Azkaban, pero no. ¿Pero por qué priori incantante?
Enemies possess unique defensive and offensive abilities, including blasting curses, stunning spells, enchanted weaponry, and more.
Siento que van a demorarme
Some may
demasiado
attack
con el juego.
directly, others might enchant and incapacitate you. Mastery of the shield charm allows you to deflect ranged spells and direct weapon strikes. Counterattack with powerful stunning charms, allowing you to follow up with extended spells and missions. Students who become particularly adept at spellcasting will find many ways to exploit their enemy's weakness.
Loco. Ella se fastidió. DH. Fastidió el duende.
Slam with Descendo. Roast with Incendio. Devastate your enemies using various.
Loco, si Harry iba a pelear así, loco, de ganar Voldemort en la primera película, loco.
Professors do not understand to obliterate your strongest foes.
El tipo de pelea, loco, está bien duro, bien dinámico.
Dozens of spells
Frenético, pero dinámico, loco. Porque ves como que te da tiempo, o sea, como que puedes parar para poder pensar, loco, como que. O sea, exacto, no es como que estás pegado, loco.
Me parece un estilo de pelea como el de Assassin's Creed.
Perhaps you'd be good
Ah.
to blast each other on your own time.
In addition to classes and spells, you'll have access to a deep set of upgrades, talents, and skills to aid your progression as a wizard. Complete challenges throughout the world to earn experience. Level up your abilities by choosing talents to upgrade your spells, plants, and potions to increase their power. Decide which talents best fit your
Porque te puedes hacer
playstyle
invisible
to
de
allow you to
repente sin
focus
la
on your
capa.
favorite types of magic. You can also loot, buy, or craft your own magical gear that will increase your offensive and defensive capabilities in combat.
O sea, que tiene la
Gear can
capa.
be upgraded and specialized to allow for greater abilities for your chosen playstyle.
Oh, puedes hacerle custom. Seguro. Quiero ver cómo se camaría,
The
loco.
only tools at your disposal in combat. As you hone your wand skills, you can continue to
Dime que puedes
further
usar
magical
animales para
education
pelear, loco,
tools,
al estilo
progressing
Newt,
your
loco.
development as a witch or wizard. Brew potions
Ya,
that can
diablo.
increase your power when you need a boost.
Este es de piedra. Qué
Learn to
duro,
deploy
loco.
magical plants to mob the battlefield and keep your enemies at bay.
¡Ay, puedo usar plantas! ¡Vete para la porra!
Unleash deadly mandrake seedlings to incapacitate unsuspecting enemies. In Beasts class, you will learn about a variety of magical beasts you might encounter, both at school and as you explore the world surrounding the castle and its grounds.
The goal of today is to remind all of you how to maneuver on a broomstick safely.
Learning and mastering broom flight is highly recommended so that you may travel around the world more quickly.
I want you to do my herbology homework.
You're despicable.
Companions.
Some abilities may be taught to you by students who become your friends. As you develop relationships with these schoolmates, they can accompany you on your journey as your companions.
De hecho, tiene que tener Quidditch, lo más probable es que haya Quidditch, loco. Es que no sé, no sé. A lo mejor un día, no sé.
Natsai Onai is a brave adventurer driven by the justice she seeks. Poppy Sweeting has a kind heart and loves magical beasts, connecting with them more easily than with humans.
What happens now?
Unafraid of detention or breaking the rules,
In the restricted section again.
is Sebastian Saller, charismatic Slytherin
With an over this boy, Hufflepuffs cannot reverse a curse.
with a troubling family secret.
Nothing can. The sooner you accept that reality, the better.
You'll meet these students and more as you explore common rooms, hallways between classes, and regular
Ese era
gathering
Pif, ¿verdad? Se
areas.
parecía demasiado a Pif.
Welcome to the room
Of requirements. Eso. Loco, estoy muy emocionado, loco. Estoy demasiado emocionado. No puedo.
As the room of requirement.
Qué chao.
You're introduced to this space that seems
Ese es loco,
to sense what you
¿sabes?
need
Donde
and
ellos
provides it
practicaban,
freely.
donde ellos practicaban en el para Army, loco. Que ese es el cuarto que se hace dependiendo de lo que
Since
tú
you need to
necesites.
catch up to your
Al
peers,
momento.
the room provides space for you to sow and harvest plants,
¡Qué
brew potions,
duro!
and upgrade your gear.
¡Qué duro! Esa idea está demasiado dura,
A helpful
loco.
house elf named Deke helps you discover vivariums that allow
Deke.
you to nurture your own menagerie of magical beasts.
What is it?
¡Qué
He
duro!
isn't sure. Only one way to find out.
You can freely customize this space to reflect your personality and
Oh.
magical specialties.
¡Qué duro! ¡Mi mamá mi criatura! Ay, no, va a estar todo el día metido. Todo el día metido ahí. Sí, ya. Va a estar metido ahí. Mira el dragón, mira el dragón, mira el
Everything you
dragón.
need on your journey is available at Hogwarts. You'll want to
Hogsmeade?
visit the nearby wizarding village of Hogsmeade, where loads of shops and vendors can provide you with the supplies you require. From potion ingredients and recipes, to seeds for
Qué
magical plants,
duro.
to all sorts of gear.
¿Trae customización?
Sí, obvio, sí.
Has its dangerous side. A
Qué
band
duro.
of dark witches and wizards, emboldened by the turmoil of the times, wander the village outskirts.
¡Qué duro,
You
loco!
must avoid them or defeat them. As you explore, you'll find the world surrounding Hogwarts is
No, se ve
alive with
diferente el
activity,
castillo, loco. Está
wonders,
como
and
que,
areas of unusual
como que
interest.
más
As the
antiguo.
school year progresses, dynamic seasons and climates will fill the sky with
¡Ah,
lightning,
qué
or
duro!
coat the ground with snow.
Va a
or
ser
rain.
del año, qué duro, loco.
Unique
Esto va a
wizarding
estar
hamlets
hermoso.
pepper the countryside, each with vendors and residents who have stories to tell, and missions with which they could use your assistance. Be on the lookout for
Si sale un
enchanting
subo,
magical
si sale un
puzzles
subo,
that may
grito,
very
loco.
well
Si sale un
have been
subo ahí
designed
en
by
ese
Merlin
juego.
himself when he was a student at Hogwarts.
Ya lo que es hermoso,
Magical
loco.
beasts roam the lands outside the castle walls. Some have been corrupted by a mysterious dark magic, while others are at risk of poachers and their traps. If you're feeling benevolent,
A lo
you can
Pokémon.
rescue them and restore them to health in the room of requirement.
¡Qué duro! Los
There are
Detras.
dangers beyond your understanding in the world as well. Dungeons and vaults hold perilous threats and also untold rewards.
I mean, eso parecía a los de estos de
Careful where you
gringos.
choose to explore, as it may lead you down a darker path. Master spells. Befriend new allies. Journey across a landscape never seen before. Uncover ancient secrets. Combat mystical
Eso es para la
threats.
gente mala,
Learn
loco.
long-forgotten mysteries. Become the witch or wizard you want to be as you leave your unique mark on the wizarding world.
Eso es obvio, te van yo diría que aunque fueran buenos, lo más probable te iban a dejar usar la palabra.
Acho, tiene que sacar un release day. Me muero. No creo que lo digan, pero me muero.
Nada de Quidditch. Holiday. Este en diciembre, Holiday.
That
En
was your
diciembre,
first
octubre.
extended look at Hogwarts Legacy.
Nada de Quidditch, cabrón. Me cago en la madre.
Now let's hear from the real wizards and witches behind the game.
Y eso no tiene nada que ver.
Todavía quedan cosas. Qué duro,
The attention
loco.
to detail and the passion and the love for this brand that the team has is astonishing.
Our team is
Qué
so
hermoso.
excited to take all of the love that they put into this as fans and give it to fans.
This is the game that they've dreamed of for 20 years.
Es verdad.
The lore of the Wizarding world is already so rich, and all we had to do was harness those elements and build a game out of it.
The movies, the books, they all touched me in such a way. Like, it makes me want to go to experience Hogwarts, makes me put in so much more detail into this game.
Loco, los artes yo voy a comprarme la versión más cara de este
We
juego.
really want to make sure that anything we add or anything we play with or anything that we explore really feels authentic.
Bringing to life just the charm and the love, everything we have for the books, and then marrying that with the iconic experiences from the movies that fans will recognize is really just the perfect handshake between the two. Just the discovery of like seeing things portrayed for the first time. Maybe they've read something and had a picture in their head the whole time, but then finally to get to touch it, to walk around it.
Qué duro.
You've got all of these elements that can come together to create
Qué
this
duro, loco.
amazing AAA open world action RPG.
When it comes to the open world, we just knew it wasn't going to be enough to just stare out of the windows of Hogwarts and wonder what it's like out there. But the final question that fans ask is, what's beyond that? What's beyond the Forbidden Forest? What's going to be beyond Hogsmeade? What's beyond the Black Lake if I start traveling south? And we just felt like we had to answer those questions. We were creating a real wide palette of opportunities and ways to explore the world. You're going to see different stories that are really exclusive to who you were in the world.
Hogwarts Legacy is an original story that takes place in the late 1800s.
You are a new student who is starting at the famed School of Witchcraft and Wizardry as a fifth year, which is very unusual. So already there's a bit of an edge and a bit of a mystery.
The original story that we tell in the game is your story of what you did, in the Wizarding world that you haven't seen before.
Or make our own magic with our story we're trying to tell.
Fans are familiar with the Wizarding world from, the 1900s and on, really. But now, with this world, we're able to sort of create a space that's their own. Fans of the series will know that ancient magic has been around for a long time, to say the least, and that Hogwarts itself is a stronghold of ancient magic. And the Avatar, the player, has the ability to sense it and possibly wield it or control it.
Our process of development started with rereading the books. And over development, we reread the books many times. Every time we start with a new feature, we dig into that. And then beyond, we would go into the films.
Hogsmeade, loco.
Being able to put our own spin on what this universe was a pretty big deal. I helped design a piece that nobody has ever seen before.
Hermoso,
the
es
Hufflepuff
hermoso.
common room. As a Hufflepuff, you always wonder, what is my common room supposed to look like?
It's close enough to the world that fans will recognize certain names.
No, nunca,
They'll
loco,
recognize
nunca.
spells, they'll recognize certain locations.
I recognize that doorway.
La de Ravenclaw creo que en las películas
Mostly,
llegaron,
it's gonna be
es que no
entirely
recuerdo,
new
creo que
Wizarding world that no one's ever
creo que no.
experienced.
En los libros sí, pero Hufflepuff fue la única que nunca enseñaron en los libros. Sabíamos cómo era porque lo habían mencionado, pero Harry nunca fue directamente ahí.
And for us, we really felt like that answer was Hogwarts itself. that school, that famous school of witchcraft and wizardry, is really what binds
how to bring Hogwarts to life. That was
Yo estoy demasiado muy emocionado para pensar bien,
as
loco.
everybody knows, Hogwarts is huge.
Now we need to know exactly how this passage connects to this passage for game, because you're gonna have to walk it.
And of course, again, Sentient Castle, it's got new surprises up its sleeves. It likes to keep its students on its toes. We've put so many little secrets and passageways and rooms in this castle.
We recreate those very important locations, and then there's these other places that are only mentioned in the books or just alluded to, and we have to make the connective tissue that brings all of that together.
Having a world that is a breathing, living world is very hard to do because it's all about the details. And as a concept team, we really got into those details and studied history, studied architecture.
I hope that when fans play the game, they get as lost in it as I do. I can just be reviewing a side mission, and all of a sudden I find myself wandering Hogwarts for like 45 minutes because it's so beautiful.
The community is absolutely going to love Hogwarts Legacy.
No termine el juego porque no pueda.
Get that letter to Hogwarts and go to Hogwarts.
We're so excited for people to come to this, to inhabit it, to actually enter the Hogwarts that we built. This is your Hogwarts legacy.
Seguro.
We truly hope you enjoyed the Hogwarts Legacy State of Play. Our team is so grateful for the excitement
Amén, que al fin sacaron algo.
that all of you bring to this. It's
Más de un
truly
año
what fuels
esperando
us.
algo.
On behalf of our team at WB Games Avalanche, we want to thank
Más
you
de
for
un
being
año.
here today.
Por lo que veo, las casas van a cerrar, mami, y lo más probable te toque Ravenclaw.
Y borra el juego para la poli y
That's
lo
our
vamos
show. We hope you're excited for the magic to come. See you next time.
Ok. Ahora no va a haber ningún tipo de pensamiento. Va a ser otro video. Ya esto fue un live reaction. Bye bye, bye bye.